Note Suplex. Today we're going to be taking a look into the 2021 WWE WrestleMania 37 match card, predictions, who to expect on night 1 and 2, and the stage construction footage that was recently leaked. Now this article is out of CBS. Everything you need to know ahead of the two-night event set for Raymond James Stadium, the nights of April 10th and 11th. The week that every pro wrestling fan has been anxiously awaiting has finally arrived. WWE WrestleMania goes down this coming weekend, and for the first time in 2 years, although at a limited capacity, we will see a crowd witness the most important matches of the year on the center stage of WrestleMania. WrestleMania is known for being the biggest spectacle in sports entertainment annually, and with the significance this show carries as fans return to the seats, we could be in store for the most memorable edition in the show's illustrious history. The main shows will begin at 7 p.m. Eastern and stream live on Peacock, with kickoff shows starting the festivities at 6 p.m. But starting night 1 Saturday, April 10th, expect to see these matches. The WWE Championship, current title holder Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. McIntyre successfully defended the WWE Championship inside the Elimination Chamber, but a post-match attack by Lashley left McIntyre open for Miz to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase and win the title. Lashley claimed the title from Miz just 1 week later in dominant fashion, and 2 weeks later it was announced that McIntyre would challenge Lashley for the title on the card. Now if you've been paying attention to the storyline, it's no secret that the breaking up of the Hurt Business was not good business. Will that hurt business? It looks like they're rewriting it. And with that reshuffling of the storyline, will we see Bobby Lashley lose the championship to Drew McIntyre? Now many think that Drew McIntyre will get booed. The outcome of that might need to be decided on the fly, depending on the crowd's reaction. Now shout out to the League of Extraordinary Podcasters and Content Creators. Shout out to specifically Circle of Debate. They just covered this on their top 5 WrestleMania matches list show. And the overall general consensus seems to be that if Drew wins, he's going to have a Roman Reigns situation on his hands, and he's going to get booed out that building. Do I want to see Bobby retain? Of course. But knowing WWE, Drew will probably get the title. Now don't forget swerve potential with these matches. Will someone come interfere, carrying a feud into Monday Night Raw? I haven't heard any news on Brock coming in, even to just set something up. Keith Lee? Will we see Keith Lee at any point in this WrestleMania? I'm just asking the questions, getting you thinking as we get into WrestleMania this weekend. Also on the card for night 1, SmackDown Women's Champion Sasha Banks defends against Bianca Belair. Now the overall consensus for this storyline was it was a little wonky and it was a little weird at times, but regardless of the storyline, the rivalry is enough, I feel, and people just want to see it. We don't care about the storyline. Whatever happened, we're here now though, and we're ready to see Bianca Belair win that. I think that would be a good setup since she won the Royal straight into winning the championship. She gets her WrestleMania moment. Now your pure wrestling WrestleMania match. I said this on the Circle of Debate, Meeting of the Minds, Part 2. Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. A show stealer, a barn burner. You're going to see some good wrestling in this one. Can Seth lose and still be okay? Probably, because he's pushing that heel character anyway. A win for Cesaro will be very beneficial, so long as it's a good match that both can kind of get over in. Seth taking the loss will only add to that character and give him something to complain about. But he has been on the losing end of that swing every week, so will he get his retaliation in this match and win? The Raw Tag Team Championships will also be on the line. The current title holders New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos. Now this could go either two ways depending on what they're trying to do with AJ and Omos. If they're planning on keeping them together, then they might get the belts. But if they're planning on breaking them up, then of course New Day is going to retain. I don't know what they're planning on doing, so I really don't know what to choose on that. Just that depends on what the storyline is that they're going for, and that can change day of, as we know. Also on night 1, Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman, steel cage match. Yeah, exactly. The feud that's been brewing and has been, in my opinion, tailored towards kids mainly. We saw Nickelodeon Gak, we saw report cards, saw hopscotch. Terrible. Braun's gonna win that. And last but not least, don't forget Bad Bunny versus The Miz. Now I know it's the cool thing to crack on Bad Bunny. I have to just give him his props for at least selling, getting invested, at least taking it serious. It looks like. I know a lot of other celebrities wouldn't do as good of a job as that even. But he's a hot commodity. 30 million downloads there, 50 million subscribers over here. It's a good, it is a good crossover opportunity for them, a different age demographic and cultural demographic. So it is what it is. Hey, business is business. And I wouldn't be surprised if Bad Bunny wins that to seal that whole business deal off. That's also going to be your celebrity for night 1. We will also have a celebrity for night 2, which we'll get into now. Now, night 2, Universal Champion Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan. Now, they're most likely going to give Edge a new WrestleMania moment. I know a lot of people aren't excited for this, but regardless of all the haters, those 3 talents can put together something memorable. I could see Roman losing the belt only to come back with a more vicious hunger for another reign with the championship. I'm just really curious how they're going to close this whole story out, or how they're going to add on to it for the future. But Edge is going to be in front of the first crowd that we've seen in a long time. There's going to be pops for Edge. I can see Edge taking the championship. Raw Women's Championship. The current champion Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. Now this might be a pure wrestling WrestleMania type match. Look for Rhea to have her WrestleMania moment as well and becoming your new Raw Women's Champion. Night 2 will also see The Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. And if you check out the Side Note Suplex archives, I did highlight a rumor that's been going around that the current Fiend we're seeing right now might not be the real Fiend. I'm hoping that this will present the opportunity to dive into said rumor and make it a reality. That's another match that, depending on the storyline, will dictate the winner. If Orton wins, that storyline's probably over. If he loses, there might be some more layers and twists and turns coming soon. The Intercontinental Championship will be defended. Current champion Big E versus Apollo Crews. Apollo has had a revamp in his character, which may mean he has a revamped push, and you may see a new Intercontinental Champion and Apollo receive his WrestleMania moment. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. Now this will also feature celebrity for night 2, who is rumored to be the special enforcer or special referee in that match. And that's going to be viral YouTuber Logan Paul. Again, WWE aiming for a younger audience. Now, if you're looking at the exclusive footage of the aerial view of WrestleMania, we see a big ship incorporated into the set. I'm going to say now that that might be used in the Kevin Owens Sami Zayn match, because we see Kevin Owens and he continues to go higher and higher and higher. So don't be surprised if you see that there. But regardless, we're in store for one hell of a match. Longtime rivals, built-in storyline. I can see this match going either way. Potentially Logan somewhat kind of turns on Sami, giving KO the win. United States Championship on the line. Current champion Matt Riddle versus Sheamus. This will be a hard-hitting match, definitely. Should be some good wrestling. That's another match I can see going either way, because Riddle they're pushing as a babyface. If he loses the championship, you now have a storyline with a babyface chasing, which creates pop opportunities at future events. I'm gonna go with Sheamus because I want to see him get it. For all the hard work he's been putting in and all the crazy matches he's been having, brutal wars with Bobby Lashley and McIntyre. And I think it'll also help revitalize his career just a tad bit more, just a little bit more. Why not? Now again, plans will probably change. Some things might get shuffled around. Some matches might be added. So be alert for that as well. Check out Side Note Suplex on Twitter and Instagram. And what are your thoughts on the overall WrestleMania 37 card? What match are you excited to see? A reminder, some stipulations we will see. Steel cage match, Big E and Apollo, Nigerian drum match, triple threat match for the Universal Championship, Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship on the line. Unfortunately, not more female talent could be included. I don't know why, but the possible light at the end of the tunnel is WWE is notorious for hitting the restart button once WrestleMania is over. So hopefully they hit the restart button and create a fresh slate and fully highlight this women's division in the way it deserves to be highlighted. Stay tuned to Side Note Suplex for more pro wrestling news as it breaks.